Jesus in the Bible, Jesus talks in parables and teaches in parables because they were pretty simple for simple-minded people, people like you and I to understand. But then for the religious leaders, the Pharisees, they were pretty hard to figure out because they would try to overthink and overanalyze them. But the one I'm going to talk about is found in Luke chapter 15, verse 11, and it's the prodigal son or the lost son, one of the pretty famous stories. And so why don't you guys go ahead and turn there, and as you guys are turning there, I'm just going to sum up the first two parables in chapter 15, which is the parable of the lost sheep and the parable of the lost coin. In the lost sheep, Jesus describes a shepherd who has 99 sheep that are safe and sound, and then the shepherd loses one sheep, but that shepherd puts the 99 sheep aside and goes and tries to find that one sheep that's lost, that's seeking, to be found with the other sheep. And I went to a rodeo the other day, and they have these little kids with sheep, and it's quite comical. They're like four years old is the oldest, and they grab on and they ride them. But what they do is they take a sheep, just one, and they walk them on the other side of the pen. So if this would be the starting end over here, the other pen, they would take them and tie them up over here. Well, that sheep that the kid was holding on to, they would take off and they haul, and they'd run and cluster up, and they didn't even have to be tied because they like to be with other sheep. Well, Jesus tells about the shepherd who loses, but the shepherd goes and finds it and brings it back. Well, that's significant because we all are lost souls, but that one person that tied a sheep up and left them there came and found that one sheep to bring them back. That's significant to me because I remember somebody did that for me to bring me back to God. I hope that somebody does that for you one day or already has done that for you. And then he also tells a parable of the lost coin. And the lost coin is this lady this woman has about 10 coins, and she loses one in her house. And so she's ripping up her house. She's turning over couches and throwing pots and pans. She's looking for this one coin, and she cannot find it, but she's tearing it up. She's throwing it around. I would like to do that sometime, just to have fun, just throw everything around my house. That would be fun. I don't think my wife would like that, but it would be fun. And but it's significant because Jesus is saying, if you lose that focus and you have 10 or something and you lose one, turn over your house to find it. Well, he does that for us, and he's hopefully building disciples that will do that for him. And then we come to this parable of the lost son. I'm going to read it, and then we'll discuss. I want to get into the younger brother a little bit and break down his behavior towards his father, and then what his father does for him, which is significant. And then maybe later on in the next week, we can break down the older son and his behavior towards his father, which is significant, and then bring it all together. But today we're just going to focus on the younger son. So, in